Everybody, I hope you're all having a great day so far. Your mind's been pretty good. Nothing too exciting. Had some more on my internet. Company technician had to come back and work on it a little bit, but I think everything's still fine. Or everything's fine with it now, I should say. But let's get to some modeling. That's right, tonight will be another modeling stream. Probably, yeah, for next few days. That's what we'll be working on. Because after we finish the model, I've got to texture it and rig it, then figure out how we'll do the animation system. And we'll need to figure out the lighting and everything for the model, and from there we'll know what art style we want for the game, and then we'll go back to the terrain and make it look good with the model. And yeah, I'm not sure what we'll do after that. Maybe go back to some more systems programming, because now it's been quite a while since we worked on that. But let's load up Big Dino. Okay, so for now I think that the head is pretty much done. I'm still not sure. Oh well, no, I still need to like curve these edges. Yeah, like it's just too boxy in general. And it's kind of hard to see how it'll look with the lower jaw being separated. So is the music supposed to do that? I think it's okay. Okay, I'm trying to get... It's confusing to me that the rotate and pan buttons are slightly different between Blender and Unity. I've got to get used to that. Right, and then I have to turn off this visibility clipping so I can select all of the vertices that are behind this one as well. And I'm just going to bring this up a little bit to kind of curve the jaw. Don't want it to be too pronounced. I have a feeling this right here is going to look a little strange in Unity, but it's kind of small, so I'll worry about it later. But all we have to do is create our own little triangle edge right there. Already a bit weird, actually. Yeah, I think that will look better. And then the inside, I don't really need to worry about that. What I'm just trying to decide now is, should I guess change the way that this side looks as well. Move all these down a bit. Or no, let's move the front up. That's okay. Right, so I think we're good there. I guess here, let's go ahead. We already have this edge loop, so I can pull these upwards just slightly. That actually looks pretty good. Guess I'll need to. Well, no, I shouldn't move. Shouldn't move that one up because it needs to stay straight so that the jaw can close. I think that looks a lot better in general. Just a little bit of rounding really adds a lot, I think. Now, should I flatten this edge here? I don't think there's a definite answer. I guess it's just whatever looks better down here. Kind of curve it in a little bit. Guess could adjust. Well, no, I think that the nostrils look pretty good. But I wonder these edges I should maybe move some of these downwards so that the nostrils aren't like completely symmetrical. Oops. Like that. Now it just adds a little more interest because the top of the nostrils are slightly thicker than the bottom. That looks pretty good. And maybe I'll do the same thing over on this side. Yeah, I like the way that looks. Now I guess while I'm fine-tuning, I wonder if we can select all these and maybe bring them just slightly inwards. Or if that's the wrong approach. Oh, I forgot that one. Guess I should have just selected the edge ring. Maybe they should actually go outwards. That looks a little better. Okay, so now if we look from the top, it's still really boxy, so let's I think top is 7. Am I getting... Okay, I wanted to make sure I didn't get the bottom jaw. If I just move this outwards a little bit. Okay, yeah, this looks a little weird. I think I just need to adjust these. Bring them in line. Then I need to adjust this one slightly. Maybe the better thing to do is actually just bring this one out to be in line. That way I can all centered. They'll have slightly different Z values actually. I guess that's okay because like the nose should be, this part should be sticking out just slightly. I think I'm just gonna have to fiddle with them until I get proportions I like. May also be getting a little bit too into the details here because the model is pretty low poly and it's not going to be seen from that close up. But this one sticks out too far. Okay, that's starting to look pretty good. I don't know if oh, hey Excel, glad to or Exhale, glad to see that you could make it to a live stream. How are you doing tonight? Okay, so I think I'm pretty happy with that for now. I'll probably come back and mess with it more later, but I need to stop myself and move on. Alright. And yeah, I could round this edge a little bit, but it's mostly going to be inside the shell, so I don't really see a point. Oh, glad to hear. Good, and okay, sounds great. Thank you. Yeah, thank you for the host. Yeah, I think I need to. I know that there's got to be a better way to do this, but I feel like in order to actually see the jaw, I need to reattach it. I guess I could just move it up, and then later on I can move it back down if I need to. Turn back on see-through. Try to align it. Yeah, I've messed with that enough that they don't exactly match with the place it was supposed to reattach, but that's not that big of a deal. It'll be something like this. Right when I let go, it's going to be really difficult to reselect it, but hey, yellow cool Pokemon. You just download Blender and it looks confusing. Yeah, it's really hard to get a grip on. How close are you to getting affiliate? Well, I definitely stream enough, but I usually don't get enough viewers, but hopefully that will change in the near future. But yeah, I'd love to have an emote. Okay, it seems like somehow this got a divot, or maybe it's just the perspective. Like this should be brought downwards a little bit. Maybe it's just because I changed the vertices around it, but it's kind of bothering me. Really not noticeable, so I won't worry about it too much. I can look straight on and see. That was actually straight, I'm pretty sure. Right, I'll just leave it. And yeah, the jaws don't collide with the fang, but it seems like it might be a little too far back. So maybe I need to change the lower jaw more triangle shaped, or not triangle shaped, but to be thinner at the front so I can scoot it up a little bit. How will I select these? If I feel like I'm going to get the top jaw. I guess I know that you can select one and then you can press a button to like expand the selection. Let me look up the key for that. There, select nearby vertices. Okay, it's Control L to select linked. Let's see if that works. Okay, that's what I wanted. So now this back down. Now that they're separated again, I can get a grip on the vertices I want easier. I basically want to move all of these inward slightly. If I, what is it? 7 to get to top and then 9 to flip that. Now I'm underneath. Turn off see-through. So I kind of want it to be a little bit right there. Oh, I messed up the perspective. That. On the concept, you can't really see how far it goes up between the teeth. But I feel like this is going to look kind of weird if that exaggerated. Select these and then I'll go back to the same view. 7, 9. Back out. Maybe. Okay, so something like that. But now I think it goes out too far. Okay, so let's undo. If I do something like this and then just select the entire front of the lower jaw. That hard will get sooner than you think. But yeah, that's true. You just need to practice. I didn't mean to make it seem like it's unlearnable. That's definitely not true. Okay. And if you do have any questions, cool Pokemon, feel free to ask. I'm not an expert in Blender, but I'll lend you whatever knowledge I can. Something like that, except I don't like how there's such a point right there, so I think I need to add another edge loop. Let's see if I remember. I think Control R? Yeah. Now I have this, and I can select those vertices. First, deselect everything with A, and then B to do a lasso select, and now I can move these up and just kind of soften that point right there. I think that looks a lot better. Is that the character I tweeted about? No, yeah, this is true. Or that's true. It's the one I've been working on for the past few days. Yeah, I did this concept art, I think it was Friday, so I started modeling it yesterday mostly. We did most of the nose so far. Okay, so now let's move back up. See how it looks. I guess I should get a better perspective. Okay, I like that. Trying to get side view. 3. Yeah, I think that looks pretty good. I guess maybe the fangs are a little bit too square. So let's see if this trick will work. I'm going to just select these slides around the compass points, and now I'll scale them. So S, and then I want to press Shift Z because I don't want them to scale on the Z axis. I think that worked pretty well. Now some of these triangles are pretty weird now. Should probably straighten them up. I don't think it actually matters too much, but you could get some weird shapes in Unity if you're not careful. Speaking about Unity, let's load into that and see how this new model is looking, or updated model I should say. Yeah, that's much better. Not so boxy anymore. I wonder... Now maybe the lower jaw is too thin. I need to make it a little wider. Let's look... Oh no, that's pretty much how it looks in the concept. I mean, I guess I don't have to stick to the concept completely, but... What about the fangs? Maybe the fangs are too long. They're also not as pointy. If I do something like that... Oops, what happened there? Oh, I didn't get the ones behind it because I don't have see-through on. Okay, so press A to deselect. Let's go back to forward view, which I press 1 on the numpad, and B to lasso select, and I'll just move these back up. I don't know, I think this is just going to time to get it how I want. Yeah, not as rounded as the console art, but you like it because it has a voxel feel without being made of voxels. Yeah, kind of what I'm going for, kind of a low poly or low polygon art style. Other thing I just noticed is I want to move out slightly. Let's select all of these. I guess it's only 2. Okay, so I definitely need to have a little more geometry back here, I think. Yeah, see, this face has always kind of been a problem area, but I don't like how it's quite so straight here, but I think this will look strange if I try to just export this in Unity. Plus it's straight here, and I actually need it to kind of like move outwards. But I'll have a triangle here, which is kind of a no-no. Trying to think about a better way to organize these edges. Okay, so let's undo what I just did, and before we move them back, I think I'll just select these and delete them. Okay, so it deleted the face. Well, that's not a huge deal. So I'll need to can these go inwards? I guess the problem is here it just meets the edge and there's not enough room for there to really be 4 corners. Let's get rid of this too, because I think it's just going to confuse me for now. I wish it wouldn't get rid of the faces, I just want to delete the edges. No, that's not what I want either. You dissolve edges. Okay, yeah, that's what I wanted to happen. Because I wanted to just delete those edges but keep the faces there. Alright. Not what I wanted to do. I think I'll just recreate this face and the knife tool to kind of cut it. So I press F to create a face there. Wait, let's actually look, how would this look in Unity? I know it's going to cut up that face into a bunch of right click to rotate in Unity, I always forget. So if I change this to shaded wireframe, yeah, that looks kind of strange. I think it'd look pretty bad if this was rounded. Don't want to select that. We'll just do, maybe I just need to take the necessary evil and make triangles there. Cut that edge here. I'm pressing K to use the knife tool. Alright, okay, I guess this one actually should keep extending. Back like that. So I just have these 3 triangles. I'm not really sure how I can get rid of them. Okay, so let's Control Tab 1 to select vertices, and I'll just move these 4 backwards to round out that a little bit. I think this will look fine. It's just having these triangles here isn't ideal because I can't use like the edge loop tool, for example. But I don't know if I'll need to much anymore. Any programs good for simplifying models and reducing the quality? Roadblocks right now they're too big. Let's see. In Unity, there's actually, or not Unity, Blender, there is a filter that will lower the poly count of a model. Let me see if I can find it. So I think it's here in the wrench you can add modifiers. I think it's called like decimate or something. Yeah, decimate. Let me save this first before I do it in case something strange happens, but I think it should be fine. I can just delete the modifier. Not working. Maybe mine is already too low poly. Yeah, it's not doing anything. Okay, let's just make a new sphere and we can test it on that. We'll create a sphere. Oh, it's part of the nose. I don't want to do that. So we gotta press tab to go to object mode, and now I can just create a new UV sphere that'll be a separate object. And I think if we go here and add decimate, oh yeah, there we go. So you want to go to unsubdivide and then change these iterations, and you can see it lowers the polygon count. So you might play around with that. I don't know if it's exactly what you're looking for, but it might give you the a good effect. Oh, no problem. Glad I could help you out. I'm actually curious what it would look like on this model. Actually kind of cool. Yeah, I'm gonna have to play around with that later. Okay, so anyway, I think I might actually be done with the nose now, until I see something else. Let's press tab to go back into edit mode. Shift middle button and okay. So let's just save it and look in Unity and see if there's any weirdness going on. Okay, so back here looks fine. Yeah, so I'm probably worrying about it too much, especially for this lower model, since I'm not gonna smooth it or anything, but our lower poly model. Right, I think we're good to go. I guess now it's time to start on the feet. Well, I could also model the edge of the egg, but I think I'll want to move on to the feet for now. We'll do the egg all at once later on. Move this back in. Side is 3 and then 9 to get back to the left side. It's something like this. Actually, in the concept art, I have it much closer. Obviously, I'm clipping into the egg because we're going to need to move this down, but okay. So I think we're done with that for now. So let's make another object. How will I start? I guess the feet is... Probably start with a cylinder because it's difficult to try to create cylinders for the legs. And then I'll attach it onto the top of the feet, which is more like a rectangle. Actually, let's just create it away from the egg at first. Then we'll have lots of room to work. Let's start with a cylinder. Oh, I'm in object mode now. Oh, well, I guess that's okay. Cylinder. Where is... let's render. I want to find the... Okay, yeah, this is what I wanted, because I need to make sure the position is 0, 0, 0, and rotation 0, 0, 0, and scale 1, 1, 1. And now if I take this and have it a child underneath the egg, and I'll rename this to... well, I guess, should each foot be separate? We're gonna need to mirror them again, but they'll have like separate bones and everything. I don't know, I'll just call it the feet for now. Okay, and now if we press tab to go back into edit mode. Oh, one thing is also, I'm not sure if I can do it anymore actually. I needed to change the number of vertices on this cylinder. That's way too detailed. So I think I'm gonna have to do that all again. Cylinder, yeah, because this dialogue is, you can't reach it again once you change anything about the cylinder, as far as I know. We just want 8. Radius, I guess much smaller, but I can change this easier. Or I can change this easily, I should say. Depth, also smaller. Actually don't need any caps. Oh, and I can set the location here, that's good to know. Alright, and now I can parent it to the egg. And rename it feet. And press tab to go into edit mode. Okay, so I'm gonna just get like a rough approximation of the size of the leg, and then I'll move it away from the egg so it'll be easier to work with. Gotta be a button to like center the camera on that object, but I'm not sure what it is. I don't know, I'll figure that out later. Okay, so we want to look underneath it, so that's 7 and 9. Oh, now I can't see. It approximately to the hole in the egg. Scale it down. Okay, it's actually scaling in the Z, which I don't want. So yeah, scale, shift Z. I wasn't sure if I had to do that in orthographic view, but I guess I do. Or orthogonal view, I think is the correct term. Something like that. I'll probably adjust the size of the hole, so I'm just trying to like get a good feeling for thickness of these legs. Go to front view. The feet will kind of come out right here, maybe to there, something like that. And they do, yeah, they don't quite reach the edge of the shell in the concept art. They have a good space between them, but not a ton. So I think a good placement and size. But I guess this over here, so we're far away from the egg, and I don't have to worry about accidentally selecting any of its vertices. So now I need to create a box for the feet, and then we'll delete the top face off the box and connect all these edges to it. Where to put it? Way over there. Okay, so this is way too big. So scale, I guess first Y. Hard to actually, I don't really know how big I want it to be until I get it close to the cylinder. We'll press 7 again to get orthographic, the top view, and try to center this as best I can. Okay, so if I turn off that, okay, no, it was already like that. So now I can just select these two vertices. Well, first I have to deselect everything and just move them up. That's too tall. So that looks good. I'm not too worried about the size of the box because we'll be editing it, but I want to try and just get kind of a rough shape, and maybe that so that it's almost even with the top of the cylinder. Okay, it's not centered either. Wait, is this the right view? Yeah, front. That's good enough. So now I'll select faces by pressing Shift Tab and clicking that, and then I can click this little dot here. So I have the top face selected, and I'll just delete it. So now I just need to create the new triangles, or there actually won't be triangles, but so before I go any further, let's go ahead and cut loops into the foot, because I know I'll need a few to attach these sides to. So I'll need one for here and one for here, and then also this side is longer. Instead of making this go all the way out to this corner, I think I'll just end it right there. Okay, so Control R to make an edge loop. Like that. And actually should probably go a little forward. Alright, so now I think I can select two edges, so press Control Tab, edge. If I press F, I think it will create a face between them. I guess the question is, are these two edges joined? And they are. Just continue like that. Okay, that didn't turn out exactly how I wanted actually. Again, we're gonna have triangles right here. Maybe this edge should just go all the way out to the side, but I feel like we're gonna have to add the toes and everything. Alright. Handle this. Undo. I think that'll be the easiest way. Alright, so I guess I will just extend this edge all the way to the corner, and if it causes a problem we can always... Oh yeah, that's how we should have done it. I will just extrude these faces outwards. Yeah, that way I don't have to try to make the geometry manually. This in. Always forget to do that. Okay, so now I'll select edges again. Okay, we're still in edge mode actually. We're just selecting both of those, and I press F to create a new face. Not what I wanted. Oops, wrong edge. Guess I should turn that off again. Alright. Do a quick save. And now, okay, so we've got basic feet. Now I'll press Control Tab 3 to select faces and just select these two. And I'll press, I think, Alt E. Oh yeah, that's extrude. So then we press E again. Oh wait, that didn't do it at all. Alt E. Okay, it's not gonna. I thought it would let me press E again, but I guess not. Now we'll extrude this outwards. Now we've got toes, or at least more of the feet. Concept art, he doesn't really have different toes. But that might just be a consequence of the shading, or lack thereof. Trying to decide if I want to add toes or just have big claws on him. Move back to vertex mode. That out a little bit. I'm gonna have to add a lot of geometry for the 4 claws, or 3 claws anyway. So probably it'd be too much on this model to try and like sculpt toes also. First of all, do I like the way this looks? Obviously it's boxy right now, but fix that at the end. So I think the hardest thing to add here will be the center toe, because the other ones I could just like extrude inwards. I guess I should mirror this foot as well, shouldn't I? Let's front view, and I'll select all the faces on the right side. Delete. Now I'll select everything and add an effect. Where was that? Oh, maybe I have to be in object mode to do that. Is this character going to be ported into a game? Yes, it will go into my Pokemon / Fire Emblem inspired game. Okay, so I'll press tab to go to object mode, and I guess we'll add it here. Although I don't know if it'll be a final monster, it's going to just be a test monster for now. Oh, I see what's happening. Okay, I guess that's unavoidable, so I'm going to need to move this onto the center point. I already have it all selected. I'll also move this forward. I should have seen this coming. I see. Is that a vertice there? No, wait, that's gotta just be the center point. Okay, so I think that's close enough that the vertices will hopefully merge. Not, it won't be that hard to fix, but seems a little big actually, but I figured out the size. Maybe it's just too far forward. I'll figure that out later. That'll be just as easy as grabbing a bunch of vertices and moving them towards the front. What did I just do there? Now I'm on the bottom view. Okay. So what was I doing before I did that? Oh yeah, the claws. So I'll select this and then Alt-E to extrude the region and scale inward. But before I do that, I really should just add another edge here for the middle claw, I think. Okay, so what is that? Control R. Try to split this into 3. Oh, I have to be careful now, because if I move that outwards, it's going to change the shape of the leg. Let's just do the front vertices. That looks roughly thirds. Maybe the center is slightly too big. Okay, so now I want to get faces again, so Shift Tab and Alt E to extrude, and S to, oh, there we go, it's very sensitive, so I think I can hold Shift to make it less sensitive. Like that. Need to press Enter to stop scaling. And I guess I'll move this just slightly outward so it can kind of have it. Oh, it's backwards, isn't it? Oh, did it already extrude? Not yet. So Alt E. Yeah, that's much better. Or it was like rotated in a weird way so that this edge went all the way over to that vertex, which is not what I wanted. So to work on this center one, I'm actually going to need to like recombine the mirrored side and then extrude the middle one outwards and then cut off the centers again. Or cut off the right side and mirror it again, but we'll do that after we're finished with this one. Let me look at the fangs again. What am I doing? Oh, it made a duplicate. I think I double clicked on it by accident. We're in object mode. Delete. There we go. I was trying to double click because I'm used to Unity where if you double click it will zoom in on that object, but not in Blender. Okay, so yeah, it has 8 sides. So I guess I need to do more edge loops. Feet. Tab to go back to edit mode. And I'll press Control R, add some here and here. I'm starting to get a lot right there, which I guess isn't a big deal, but hopefully I won't ever need to change the shape of the leg because it'll be a little bit difficult to keep these in line. I don't see any way around it. Control Tab, Vertex. I guess I actually need to extrude these faces outwards and then bring this point forward like I did before. Let's select the faces actually. Alt E. Region. I need to bring them and keep it straight. Get a top-down view. Doesn't have to be perfect. And I guess I'll try and rotate it on the Z axis. Yeah, they're much too long right now, but I just did that so I can see what I'm doing. Bring that out. Now I need to cut these squares into triangles, which we're doing here because I guess I can show. We save this, brought it into Unity right now. It's likely that Unity will I'll turn these into triangles in a weird way such that it won't be smooth. Let's actually load it up and see. Why is it doing that? Why just the camera? But yeah, see right here. Not gonna let me zoom in anymore for some reason, but yeah, see, I wanted there to be an edge that went from this point to the top of the claw, but actually Unity decided to add the edge right there, which makes this weird divot. So instead of letting Unity decide where to add those extra edges, I'm just going to do it myself. And I guess I'll turn off see-through and use the knife tool, which is K, and then you just connect to those corner edges with the point on the top. And I know I said that triangles are usually bad in Blender, but we're not going to be adding any more edge loops on the claws anyway, and they're just necessary to get it to look right. And now I want to scale all of these inwards so we can get a more rounded shape. I already have a lot of the vertices I want selected, so I'll just get the last 4 and go head on. Press S to scale, and then we'll do Shift Y because we only want to scale on the X and Z coordinates. Okay, I think that's pretty good. Now obviously it's way too long right now, so turn back on the see-through, press A to unselect everything, and then also select those and bring it inwards. They'll look a little weird. What's going on? Maybe it had something to do with when I rotated this forward face. It kind of made this part wider than the base of the claw, which just isn't what you'd expect. I'll just bring these outwards a little bit. Still not totally happy with it. Concept art Oh, okay, well they point downwards actually. Maybe that's one thing. Because they don't really look like claws. Yeah, that's the issue. They look like fangs sticking out of its teeth, out of its feet. Yeah, that already adds a lot, I think. Let's select this, the top half, and move that down. Well, okay. And now I'm going to scale these on the x-axis just to move them farther apart. That's better. Maybe the whole thing should be moved down a little bit. Got to deselect everything. I think I selected part of the foot as well, so I'll shift right click to select those vertices. That down. Okay, what is the side view? 3? Yeah. Okay, that's starting to make a little progress. They're not super circular from the front anymore, but I think before I adjust that I should make the corner, or the center one. And to do that, and I need to apply the mirror. Modifiers cannot be applied in edit mode. Okay, so I'll press tab. Now I'm back in edit mode, and I just want to make sure that the center vertices merged together, and they did. So now I could either try to just copy this claw over here or just make it again. I think it's probably easier just to make it again. And also that way it won't look copied and pasted. So if I extrude, how will that look? I need to scale it. X, Y coordinates. Something like that. What a weird divot right there. That's like part of the toe, I guess. This center one is now going to be bigger. Not by much, but I think it will be slightly bigger. I guess I'll just go with it and see how it looks. Scale it in a little more. And also the axis. Okay, so now I'll press Alt E again to extrude. Scale it upwards. By pressing Shift Y again, so it's only on X and Z. Oh. Okay, no, I'm still online. My dashboard said I disconnected, but OBS says I'm still fine, so you guys can still hear me. But anyway, now I want to select this vertex, so I'm basically just going to do the same thing I did a second ago. Bring out corner, and I need to cut triangles in here again. Good, and I'll select, select these vertices, and we'll scale them inwards to make it look more rounded. So S and Shift Y. Good start anyway. And now I need to bring these downward. Like that. I think the whole thing needs to move down actually. Yeah, the front also down. Or the front top, I should say. Back as well. That's one thing I didn't adjust. Like all these vertices are in line. I don't know if I like that. But I shouldn't mess with these until I mirror it again, which I guess I could do right now. Okay, so it's front and Control Tab, faces. I'm gonna turn the see-through on. Or did I just turn it off? Yeah, I just turned it off. I'll just box select all those. Delete. Tab to go into object mode, and we'll just add back in a mirror effect, or mirror modifier, I should say. Okay, and now press tab again to go back into edit mode. Now we don't have to worry about sync. Got the ring here got a little distorted, but I think it's just because of the way I extruded. Also, the whole thing is probably a little bit far forward. Okay, trying to get the silhouette how I want. It's getting there. I'm probably fine-tuning soon. Alright, now these vertices look a little weird. Not sure if I like that divot. Originally I was thinking that it kind of tried to define toes a little bit, but it's just not needed. That is a little bit of strange geometry right there. Can I rebuild these faces to look a little cleaner, like if I just had edges that went across here? Let's see. Faces there. I think I'm gonna run into an issue with triangles again, and I definitely don't want triangles here. I went down like that, and if I had another edge loop that went around, that would work, and then I could have edges. That I think that will look better. R. So now tab to select edges. Not the right edge. Yeah, let's turn off see-through. Oh wait, I didn't need this edge after all. Because what I really want to do is that. Oh yeah, but here's yeah, that's exactly what I wanted actually. So okay, so everything in here is still a little weird. Let's try and clean it up. It's in between the toes, so it's not going to be super noticeable, but I think we also don't want it to be super strange looking. Or I mean, if it does look really strange, it will be noticeable, which is what I want to avoid. Don't want to have any weird divots. Clean up farther back later, but that should be that way, I think. That. I think that's a lot cleaner. Let's actually see how it looks in Unity. Okay, it's going to be hard to see because for some reason the camera is having the clipping plane is being kind of strange. It looks like I just need a center on it. Yeah, so I don't see anything egregious with the triangles. Getting like pretty complex up here. It'd be nice if I collapsed some of these edge loops into just a triangle after all. But I'll look into that later on when I've finished the whole thing. I don't think I really need to worry about performance because in the end these models are going to have way less triangles than most modern models, so I'm not worried about that, but I'm mostly just worried about it look good. I see a weird divot right there. Because since it is low poly, if there's like a certain triangle that catches the light in the wrong way, then it will be pretty noticeable. The problem with just clean up these vertices a little bit and then we can move on to the rest of the foot. Looks better. Now the middle claw is also wider than these claws. Do I like that? It does look better, I think. Gotta deselect everything. Try to recenter it. It doesn't have to be perfect. Okay. So the rest of the foot doesn't really have anything. I just need to round the edges a little bit. So to do that, I'll just create an edge loop here. And we'll just go vertex by vertex and bring some of them in and some of them out. Yeah, it's towards the middle because of the way the foot is shaped. I think the divot would not be quite as pronounced. Also towards the top because the bottom, towards the bottom because the bottom is pretty much flat. But I'll still add a little bit of a curve here. Not that the bottom of the foot will ever really be visible, but just in case. Okay, and then how did I do the jaw? Oh, it still meets like a front edge. I actually need to select all these edges, so I think should we do the back first, but I can add more to the back later. Oh, maybe not. R. Oh yeah, so because of the way these created, so I just need to extrude these back faces instead of creating an edge loop. Control tab, select faces, and then I'll just grab all these and Alt E. Very slightly extrude them. I think I actually want to select. Okay, it's because I'm in face selection mode because I'm trying to select an edge loop, but oh, one other thing, I think that there's an extra face inside the mirror because when I extruded it left a face right here. Yeah, it's right there. Alright, two actually, so we'll just delete those. And now if I switch to edge mode and I think I alt click, yeah, give me the edge loop. But I guess it's confused, I didn't know what the full edge loop was, so. Then I just want to move this inward a little bit, grab the center. Okay, and so now I can go back to vertices. Mess with these a little bit. Oh yeah, I should turn off see-through. Like this, I think. Don't really know how noticeable it will be, but little details are worth it. Looks too crooked. Okay, well, I'll leave it for now. The reason I went back there is because I wanted to select all these edges and them in slightly. I think the bottom ones will stay how they are, except maybe I'll just bring them in barely the right. Something like that. Got nudged them along the way. Okay, I think that's looking good. These vertexes should come outwards just slightly. And I guess this side should also come out a little bit. Oh, this looks a little weird. Oh, that's probably because this bottom one is not enough. Or rather, this one doesn't go in enough. Okay, got it front on. That's a little weird right there. Guess I should that whole row at once. Okay, so one other thing is, do I want to move the top of the foot upwards just slightly? Gotta press A to unselect everything. Maybe what I do there? Oh, Z. Control Z is what I wanted to do. Maybe a better thing to do would actually be to move downwards. Going on there? Like one of the not aligned right. Maybe they're too high. The middle doesn't. The middle here should be slightly higher than the edges. I think I did that yet. Okay, now before I move these, do I want to try and get rid of some of these extra loops? One way, I have a bunch here. Is there any way that I can combine these I think I just create triangles. Ideally, I get rid of all 3 of these edge loops so that the cylinder just has a flat face right here. I wish there was a keybind for this. Do that. Basically, I'd need a triangle there. I would just have the triangles fan out from this edge or that edge. Not really sure how noticeable it will be in game. I might do it just because these edges here are just going to be difficult for me. Or make things more difficult for me. If it looks bad, I can always add it back. Well, actually, let's save first. That way I can convert. I want to delete and dissolve edges. Then I'll just take the knife tool and cut from here to here. Oh, it didn't work. What's going on? No, it's attached. I want it cut. Okay, I guess I'll just need to delete the face. Tab edges, build the first face there. Like this. I think it looks okay in Blender. Yeah, let's look. How does it look in Unity? It's really, yeah, I don't think there's any issue because this area is relatively flat. I think I'll just leave it. Now, will it let me create an edge loop here? Okay, it does in case I need to. Oh, but I already created triangles here, so it's kind of useless. I just need to be careful back here if I edit the heights of these vertices that they need to try and stay in a row as much as possible. I think this one is slightly lower, so you can see right here it's a small change is going to be pretty noticeable because it's a weird shape. Should bring these slightly up, I think. What is this? 3, 9. It's already slipped a little bit, but oh, I need to delete these extra faces too. I guess I should. Well, I need this loop at least. I was gonna say maybe we don't need so much down here in the bottom, so I could try to delete the loops here instead. But I do need this loop right here in the back to round the back of the foot. Actually, I don't really use it. Okay, so delete all of these for now. Always add them back later, but I don't think I'll need them. And yeah, plus this is the bottom of the foot, so I don't need so many mesh or so many triangles down there, I don't think. the dissolve edges. These vertices are kind of strange actually. I haven't really looked down here that much. Like that one out a little bit. Actually, I think this one go inwards. Yeah, that looks better. Been watching my tutorial video on raycasting and it's interesting. You've been implementing it as you go along. Yeah, that tutorial I think turned out really well. Kind of like to go back to it, and like somebody requested I do try to extend that platformer character to also be able to walk on slopes. So maybe someday I'll be able to get back to it. But yeah, I'm glad you've been able to use it. Okay, I got distracted by editing vertices again. So I need to make triangles here. I think I'll just bring all these to this point. See if the knife tool will actually work. Good. And since this is the bottom of the foot, I'm not worried about it too much. I left an edge up here. Okay, so that did flatten this back a little bit, but I think it still looks okay. And I can always add another edge there if I really want to, but it's not a very important part of the monster. Let's turn this back on. I wanted to get vertices, but I guess that's about the same. Soften that edge a little bit. Have any other things that you'd want to see with the raycasting exhale? Or if you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer them, although it has been quite a while since I worked on that, so. But I had vertex mode selected. I just want to bring this in a little bit because it looked like it was, I guess it should be thick right there, shouldn't it? I think I'll bring this in slightly. Notice it looks a little unbalanced. Focus on what I'm doing. Although you're thinking, maybe give me a few ideas. Yeah, I'd love to hear any. Okay, so I think I'm done with the foot, at least for now. I don't really want to add much more because I don't want to make the foot super detailed. And obviously I need to do something more with the leg. It has to kind of curve inwards towards the monster's body. I don't think you can see the knee, but here I have it curve a bit like that. But, oh, okay, I completely lost track of time. I've actually got to start wrapping up. So let's just look over this one more time. A bunch of different angles and see if there's anything that really stands out. And then I'll check it out in Unity, and that will be it for tonight. Doesn't really matter much, but this up. Kind of nervous to edit those vertices. I press caps lock instead of shift. At it from this angle, a lot of these vertexes are kind of crooked. Not that it matters that much. That might be the reason for some of the divots I saw a while ago. That looks better. That's what you come up with in Discord. Yeah, sounds good. Let's save it and just look in Unity. Now I have to remember to right click to rotate. Looks good. Yeah, this edge fan is fine. Interesting how Unity like kind of knows about the mirror and selects the mirrored vertexes here to create triangles. But yeah, it looks pretty good. Okay, I guess I'll all that done for now. It looks like it goes with the jaw. Alright, well I guess I better wrap up. Thanks again everybody for coming out, watching and chatting. I really appreciate it. I've had a great time tonight. Yes, if you want to connect with me on Twitter, feel free to follow me there. I'll go ahead and post there whenever I go live. Of course, you can follow me here on Twitch for the same reason. I also have a YouTube channel where I upload all of my past streams if you'd like to catch up, or if you missed part of the stream and you want to see what I did earlier. And then finally, I have a Discord channel that we'd love to have you join. To get a link to any of those, you can press or type !YouTube, Twitter, or Twitch, or YouTube, Twitter, or Discord into chat. And also just check out my video or channel description. There's links there. Yeah, you're on all of it. Yeah, thanks, Exhale. I did see you follow my Twitter. Yeah, I think that's about it. I should be live tomorrow at about 8:30 Eastern like normal, and we'll work some more on little egg dino, probably finish up the leg and maybe the tail. And then we've got to finish up the eggs. All these breakout areas, got to make it actually look good. And then we've got texturing and rigging and animating, so we still got quite a while to go, but I'm having fun with it, so. But yeah, that's it for me for tonight, and I hope you all have a great day, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.